Our ongoing series, A More Perfect Union, aims to show that what unites us as Americans is far greater than what divides us. An estimated 10,000 blind Americans use guide dogs. Now there is a growing effort to train these dogs, not just to be guides, but also to be athletes. How about that? Dahler introduces us to the canines that are helping blind runners keep a foot in the race.
Good boy, Gus.
One stride at a time. Tom Panic and his guide dog Gus inch closer to their goal.
Good boy, Gus.
The two have been training in local parks like this for over 3 years, with the hopes of competing in an officially sanctioned long-distance race. It's never been done before.
I've been running my whole life. I ran on my cross-country team in high school, and I ran as a young adult.
Good girl.
Panic is the CEO of Guiding Eyes for the Blind, a nonprofit program that provides guide dogs and services at no cost to the blind community. He lost his sight 25 years ago, and with it, his independence.
When you lost your sight, did you keep running?
No. When I lost my sight, I was too scared to run.
As he adjusted to his blindness, he began running with a human guide, but it wasn't the same. Panic still lacked the independence he once had.
Although many people run with running clubs, at the end of the day, you're running your own race. And when you're tied to another person, it's no longer your own race. The independence isn't quite there. Good job, forward.
We first caught up with Panic 2 years ago when he became the CEO of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. The idea of a running guide program was first suggested by former Marine Richard Hunter, who was blind and looking to get back into running. The two met at the Boston Marathon in 2015.
Richard shouted out, "I'm really curious, have you ever trained a guide dog to run?" And I said, "I don't know. It hasn't been done."
A few months and intense training sessions later, the running guide program was born. Panic and a small team helped train Klinger, a German Shepherd, to aid Richard with running.
Baseline skill set for a guide dog and running dog are the same. They're looking for overhead obstacles and making sure that the person who's blind like me remains safe as we're mobile.
He formed a team of experts to train a small group of dogs, mostly Labrador Retrievers and German Shepherds, to run long distances. The dogs began their training at 18 months old, and it's an exclusive club. Out of 165 graduate dogs, only an estimated 12 are considered race-ready. Ben Cawley manages the Guiding Eyes running program, just 40 miles north of New York City. He works with a small team of trainers every day on over 300 distinct skills that include endurance, agility, and awareness.
How early do you know whether a dog is going to fit in with that program?
So we do an initial evaluation run, and it's usually pretty obvious at that point on that run. They're willing to go faster and they enjoy the running.
But the team's ultimate test would be a 5-mile race through New York's Central Park, just 1 week before the New York City Marathon. It was Panic's and Gus's first competitive race. Before the race, Panic was overcome with emotion, wiping away his tears of appreciation to the dog who gave him his independence back. Once the race began, it was like a walk in the park, complete with their own cheering section. Every 2 miles, the duo made a precautionary pit stop, giving Gus a needed water break and getting his pulse and paws checked by a vet. Despite the unforgiving weather and hordes of runners, the team finished strong.
Crossing that finish line, you know, it was a momentous occasion for me.
The bond between runner and man's best friend grows.
We did it together, right, Gus?
One stride at a time.
Good job, buddy.
For CBS This Morning, Dahler, Yorktown Heights, New York.
Tom Panic tells us it may be a few years before we see one of his guide dogs in a marathon. It would most likely resemble a relay with 4 to 5 dogs running about 5 miles each. But good job, buddy, indeed. Another reason why dogs, I love them.
I know.
Yes.
Especially
Man's
Labradors.
Best friend.
Yeah. I just
Man's
think
best friend.
It's so terrific. Running is a terrific sport, and I'm so glad that being blind will not limit you in this
That's right.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Absolutely right.